Back to the daily grind. Thanks for checking out the channel. Make sure to hit subscribe if you're new and hit thumbs up if you're not a baby back bagel biting bitch boy, cause you know what time it is. It's full time.
MMA.
Top 15 UFC ranked welterweight Kamaru Usman is booked to fight Emil Meek at UFC 219, and I've got mixed feelings about that. Because first I'm thinking, man, this is not the fight I wanted to see for either one of these guys. But the second thought is, man, at least they get to both fight on UFC 219 because I'm a fan of both of these guys. At least they get to fight on UFC 219, which is looking like it's going to be a huge card December 30th in Las Vegas. We got the return of Carlos Condit versus Neil Magny on that card. We've also got Dominic Cruz versus Jimmy Rivera on that card. We've also got Conor McGregor versus Tony on that card. I mean, it's going to be a huge card, stacked all the way throughout. I mean, but Kamaru Usman is ranked number 12, I believe. Emil Meek, I don't believe, has a rank yet. And both of these guys are two of my favorite fighters. But when Emil Meek, I mean, this is an opportunity for him to get into the top 15. But he was calling out Mike Perry, who's not in the top 15. It was just going to be a really fun fight. I don't even know if Emil Meek's ready for the top 15. I know he's a really good fighter, but Kamaru Usman, holy shit. He's ranked number 12, but he should probably be in the top 5 if opportunities were given. That's what this video is about. According to Ariel Helwani, every available welterweight has turned down Kamaru Usman. I mean, after his fights, he calls guys out. Nobody responds. You know, they always give him the, you gotta beat some ranked guys before you fight me. Well, if every fucking ranked guy says no, then how can he beat a ranked guy and get a shot? You see how he's kind of stuck there? That kind of can get guys stuck. It's like, well, you haven't beat anybody, so I won't fight you. But nobody worthy of fighting, you know, a lot of people don't want that fight. Don't want no smoke with Kamaru. And I mean, with that being said, Kamaru Usman had to take the fight versus Emil Meek. And this Kamaru Usman was wanting a top 10 ranked fighter, and if not, he wanted somebody with you know, a really big fan following. You know, he said, if I'm not going to get to fight a top guy, if they're all going to turn me down, then I at least want to fight somebody that people care about. And Emil Meek does have a following. He is somebody people care about. I know I do, but I know quite a few other people probably don't know who he is. It definitely less out. Just off the top of my head, I would guess Mike Perry has more of a following than Emil Meek at this point. I mean, Mike Perry's a knockout artist, only lost one time. I mean, selling fights. You know, he just jumped cage side after Donald Cerrone just got knocked out by Darren Till. Mike Perry was there, cage side, rushed the octagon, fucking selling the fight. You know, Mike Perry's one of those guys. You know, he's really entertaining, a super fan favorite. And I just think he's probably got, you know, if Kamaru Usman could choose between Mike Perry and Emil Meek, he would have probably wanted the Mike Perry fight. So Kamaru Usman's not getting the fight he wanted, but he's still fighting Emil Meek. He's still getting the fight on UFC 219 Las Vegas, so that's still good for him. And then Emil Meek, he's a guy I really like. You know, I want to see him succeed, but it's kind of like he's getting fed to the wolf here. Nobody else wants to fight him. I don't know if Emil Meek, if this is the, you know what I'm saying, he was calling out Mike Perry, and if it's not going to be Mike Perry, I mean, I don't think it, you know what I'm saying, nobody else wants to fight Kamaru Usman. I don't think Emil Meek, you know, it's kind of like he's getting, even though I'm a fan of Emil Meek, I just don't know as much about him as I do the rest of these guys. Probably, I mean, you guys probably don't either. He got known for beating Usman Palhares outside of the UFC. That's when he got on my radar, because he did like the MMA afterward, and he had a really cool personality and shit. And since then, he's been doing, you know, I don't even know how his exact record in the UFC, but he's got a couple wins, I'm pretty sure, and like maybe one loss. So Emil Meek, I definitely wanted to see his next fight no matter what. It's just now I don't know how, you know, how it's gonna go. I wanted to see him succeed, and he's getting thrown to a motherfucking dog here. Kamaru Usman, man, he just knocked out. Where you going, Michael? Oh, okay. Kamaru Usman, he just knocked out Sergio Moraes, I believe was his name, and it was in devastating fashion. Before that, now he's on like a 5-fight win streak in the UFC, undefeated in the UFC, ranked 12. Before that, he was on a 4-fight win streak. They were all decisions, but in every one of those decisions, Kamaru Usman was dominating the fight. As far as, if you go back right now to UFC.com and look at every one of those fights, Kamaru Usman has outstruck every one of his opponents and scored more takedowns than every one of his opponents. Now he's coming off of a devastating knockout, calling guys out, and no one wants to fight Kamaru Usman. So that's really just making me more of a fan of him. It's really making me feel like, these guys might see something in him, you know, that kind of like, I mean, I don't know. See, we need like a Donald Cerrone to take the Usman fight, but he took the Darren Till fight. So now everybody knows who Darren Till is. You know, I wonder if Donald Cerrone had that option. That's one thing I got to say about the welterweight division. A lot of the top 10 guys are all booked right now, but I wonder if they had the opportunity before they got booked to fight Usman, and they're like, oh, I'd rather fight this guy. Because Tyron Woodley, the champion's out with injury. Other than that, we got ranked number one in the welterweight division, I believe, is Robbie Lawler. He's going to be fighting Rafael Dos Anjos. We've got Jorge Masvidal fighting Stephen Wonderboy Thompson. We've got the whole welterweight division, literally the top 10. We did it not too long ago. Literally everybody in the top 10 is booked, but that means the guys in the top 15 that are not booked yet have said no to Usman. And honestly, I wouldn't be surprised if a lot of those guys in the top 10 that are booked right now said no to Usman and chose the other fight. Like, I mean, maybe. I mean, I'm not saying maybe. I'm just saying, like, I was going to go into some names. Like, you know, Robbie Lawler's fighting Rafael Dos Anjos. I'm just curious if they told, you know, Robbie Lawler, hey, would you rather fight Kamaru Usman or Rafael Dos Anjos? You know what I'm saying? A lot of these guys in the top 10, you know, Santiago Ponzinibbio is fighting Mike Perry. I'm sure if they told, hey, Mike Perry, would you rather fight Kamaru Usman or Santiago? He's going to say Santiago, and not necessarily because he's scared of Usman. Santiago is higher ranked, but it's also probably a better style matchup. Kamaru Usman will come in here and fucking, he's manhandling dudes, you know what I'm saying? Mike Perry's a guy that, you know, kind of wants that slugfest, wants to knock a guy out. So if Kamaru Usman's holding him down, man, probably not going to go his way. I mean, I'm a fan of Mike Perry. Darren Till, I mean, he called out Mike Perry after the fight. So the winner of Santiago Ponzinibbio, maybe, and Mike Perry might fight. I mean, there's a lot of things that could happen. I just was not expecting Emil Meek versus Kamaru Usman. Both of these guys have called out Mike Perry, but Kamaru Usman's also called out Damian Maia. I mean, he's called out a lot of guys, if I'm not mistaken. I mean, so we'll see. We've got some new talent coming up in the welterweight division, though. We got Darren Till coming up. You know, he just got a big win over Cowboy Cerrone. We've also got who else is coming up? There's some other guys coming up off the top. I can't think of off the top, but they were just on the top of my head, but it just slipped my mind. So with that being said, Kamaru Usman has been turned down by every available welterweight according to Ariel Helwani. It is what it is. Let the full-time family know what the fuck you type in the comments. I'm out.
Bye, Felicia.